Is the microphone working? Okay, I think it's working now. Hello, everyone. I love how these work. Where have I been for a while? Hey, what's going on? Not shaved, no hat tonight. Sunday night, just kind of chilling. I haven't put up a YouTube video in a while, so I apologize. Things have been really busy at work. The man makes me want to have to work overtime. So I've been working quite a bit of overtime on the weekends, and then the day or so that I get, I'm spending with the wife, and we're kind of doing other things here or there. So I haven't been sitting down and editing YouTube videos like I should be. Bad YouTube viewer, reviewer. But the time that I have been spending has been on a couple of podcasts that I've been on lately. So I am going to be getting back to doing YouTube reviews. Next Friday is my first full weekend off in a while. So I'll have a nice chunk on Friday to put up some videos. I was editing a podcast today. So I believe I'm getting some comments up. So the chat is set up and ready to go. If anybody wants to chat in during this, this is going to be a short little video as I'm trying to get everything set here. So apologize here so I can see the chat window just in case. So I'm trying to get the YouTube channel up and running. I've got some Star Wars 40th anniversary stuff that I would really like to review, get that up. I still have a half a dozen, maybe still 15 or 16 other videos that I've shot, and I haven't got those edited together, but because I've been doing a couple podcasts back to back, greetings, Earthlings, Automatica says. So I've been kind of putting those together, getting them ready for upload. The most recent one for Everyone Loves the Drake is going up this Wednesday. We finished talking about the Justice League trailer. If anybody hasn't heard it by now, we interviewed Chuck Dixon on episode 51. I've been a guest on Batman on Film, which was great. We did got to do an action figure discussion, and they asked me, Rob Drogues, to be part of it, and I thought that was really cool from the guys on Batman on Film to ask me to be part of their site. A lot of people have heard about Batman on Film. I remember finding them when they were just a website only, and I remember it was kind of around 97 when Batman and Robin came out, or shortly thereafter. But when Batman Begins started moving all the way forward, that was a site I always went to, and they're now also a podcast as well. Automatica says, I really don't think this is Rob because it's a clone. There's no baseball cap on, so I got the bald head showing here, and I haven't shaved anything. So yeah, this is Rob's clone. Rob is actually passed out for all the overtime that he's been working. So I just kind of want to say that that's kind of why. I know that's an excuse. I could be doing some stuff here or there, but trying to kind of play catch up when you're kind of working some extra overtime. Some other things kind of fall behind. So I've been drinking things like Surge to get me through. If anybody remembers of Surge from back in the 90s, love Surge. So enough rambling. I've got some stuff coming up on the YouTube channel. One in particular, which I think Automatica will like if I can find here. I should have been more prepared. I did pick up the Multiverse Batgirl of Burnside, the King Shark Wave. Just this figure. I think this is the only one I want. She's a little bit cheaper than picking up the Icons line Batgirl, which I do want to get, but I don't know if I want to pay $60 for it. So I have a King Shark piece here. Part of me would love to complete King Shark. I think he's going to be a fantastic figure, but I really I mean, the Joker from The Dark Knight Returns, I thought about getting that because I have all the other ones in that series. But I really don't want the Flash, Jim Gordon, Batman. Don't want that one. Hawkman looks cool, but I only really want the King Shark, and I really don't feel like buying the whole entire wave to just get King Shark. But King Shark looks so friggin' awesome. The Multiverse, Automatica just said, does look pretty good. I'm really impressed the way this figure looks. If Mattel can continue to put out figures like this moving forward, dare I say DCUC could kind of sort of come back. Arkham89 says, hey, I was replaying Batman Arkham Knight today and thinking about you, wondering what you've been up to. I've actually thought about playing a Batman Arkham again. That's a game series I'm always going to play. Of course, we are a couple weeks away from Injustice 2. So I'm going to kind of get back into the video game mode and playing. I'm really excited about that. There's a Robin in the game, Damon. That'll be cool to kind of see how that all works. So yeah, this will be pretty cool. I've got some other DCUC, not DCUC, but multiverse, other stuff that I haven't reviewed in a while that I picked up. I've got some stuff to send out. So this is just going to be a quickish type of a haul. Alter Ego Comics is the closest comic book shop to me. They're in Lima, Ohio. They have an online site if you're wanting to buy statues. You can get some figures from them, but they're usually like in case assortments. You can't buy individual figures. Their online store is really, really pretty cool. That's alterego.com if you're interested. And they ship all across the United States and I think the world. So for the month of April, they've been having a back issue sale, and normal price, like a book I'm going to show you here, it's got a $5 price tag on it. They cut those down to either a $2 or $1 book. So the little bit of time that I have had off on the weekends, my wife and I would drive over there, and I would pick up, a handful of issues. So for basically the month of April, tomorrow is going to be May, if you can believe that. Think of In Sync and hearing it's gonna be May. Okay, that's bad joke. Sorry. Automatically, you started. I saw your post earlier today. So these are some books that I picked up. A lot of older DC books here. Nothing new. I do have some new books to kind of show you. Rob's Comic Corner. I apologize. I have been meaning to do that. I am caught up all the way to Batman. I am just about caught up on Titans. I'm starting Deathstroke and going to go through that whole thing so I can get caught up for the Lazarus contract that's coming out starting in May. So I've got a lot of ground to make up, and I may do a huge, broad comic corner that's going to cover all of those books so I can cover the Judas contract, or Judas. Lazarus contract, which I did pick up the Judas contract in trade. It finally came out, and I think I have placed it somewhere out of reach, but it is out, and I'm finally going to read that for the very first time. Anyway, I'll show you these books. I used to get these books as a kid. I liked index or type of whatever you want to call it, encyclopedia type thing, like a Who's Who, which there was a Who's Who comic series. This is ICG. This is an independent comic company that DC gave a license to do some of these books. It's the official Justice League Index. This is an interesting series. I remember seeing some of these as a kid. You see the $5 price tag. I got this for $1. I won't say how much. These are either $1 or $2. So I was able to pick up quite a few. This is the only one I saw. This is kind of nostalgic. This is circa 78, maybe 80. So it's only current up to that time. It's kind of cool to kind of see who the characters were, and then iconic stories of the time of these characters. And there's more of just Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Black Canary down here. You see Solomon Grundy and the Penguin and different people. So this was kind of cool. I found almost this whole set. It's the JLA Rock of Ages, and I'm only missing issues 1 and 2, but I've got 3. I'm a sucker for Kyle Rayner. I'd like to try to pick up the Kyle Rayner Green Lantern series, my favorite Green Lantern. Very cool. Here's issue, what is that? 4, Martian Manhunter on the front cover. It's Grant Morrison time. Back of the time of Superman Red and Blue. And here is part 5. I'd like to pick up the other so I can read it as a whole. And then you can see Superman Blue there. Joker, Lex Luthor. I remember seeing this in comic book shops way back, not way back when, but back in the day. And I just never picked up on it. I wasn't invested into the Justice League at the time, and now I'm kind of kicking myself. But it's the lovely thing about back issues. I'm going to Motor City Comic Con in the Detroit area, so I've been picking up books of creators, the people that I know they're going to be there, so I get stuff signed or get some sketch covers done. Mike McCone, they did Teen Titans for a while with Jeff Johns, the first early run. I picked up a couple of these books. I have them in some trades back here, but I wanted to pick up some single issues to get signed. Of course, being the Tim Drake fan, I had to find this cover, issue 4, and that other one was issue 2. And now here comes some cool stuff. I've been going back through and getting a lot of old Detective Comics and a lot of older Batman issues from the late 80s into the 70s and maybe even to some 60s if I can get a hold of some of them. So that's what some of these, that's what all of these are, some very older comics. This is my all-time favorite Batman logo. I love that logo. There's a variation a little bit later on, but this was one of the very first logos that I ever saw of Batman. This is Detective Comics 503. And then I've got 519, a Deadshot, a very early Deadshot story. Not quite his first appearance, but still very cool. Back in the time of pre-crisis Jason Todd, so back when his hair was red and he had to have it dyed, this is Detective Comics 524, 42, it's late on Sunday, learn to read, Rob. Detective Comics 557. So I've been trying to pick up some older Jason Todd era comics. And then the rest of these are all Batman. This is Batman 370, still pre-crisis. So this is the acrobat Jason Todd, whose parents were killed by Killer Croc. So this is before he stole the wheels off the Batmobile. And then this is literally going right up during the time of Crisis until Crisis, then it's going to be post-Crisis after that. This is I wanted the very tail end of the pre-Crisis run. So this is 397, one of the last pre-Crisis Two-Face stories. And Catwoman's liquid here. This will be 398, if you can see. This is going to be the last time we'll see Catwoman in the purple and green cape. Batman 399, very eerie and weird cover. And then Crisis would happen at this point, and then coming out of it is the DC crossover, would be Legends, as my phone is going off here. I showed this off to the Rogues earlier. This is the first and only appearance of Magpie in Batman. So in the Superman Man of Steel Legends crossover, Magpie appears one time there, so she starts in there and then comes into this issue. This is a weird time for Batman. This is Batman 400. Technically, this is the first pre-Crisis Batman story, but they're still kind of a post-Crisis Batman story, but they're still kind of writing him in pre-Crisis mode. But Batman does have a newer look. The blue and the gray is gone just in this issue. He's black and gray with the oval. So, and then I've got Batman 401. Excuse me, that was 401. Excuse me, 401, 402. I'm missing the 400th issue. And then some signed stuff here. This was really cool. A buddy of mine that kind of runs my comic quote-unquote shop went to C2E2 and got some books signed for me. I think I've got most of all of them here. These are all Rebirth books with the exception of one. Gleason and Tomasi, #1, Superman signed. Pat Gleason, Peter Tomasi. Had to have this one signed. I'm going to meet Pat Gleason in Motor City, and I thought if I give him a couple books to have signed by Pat Gleason, I can kind of cut down what I'm going to have Pat Gleason sign. So I had to have the meeting of Batman and Robin and Superman and Superboy. Super Sons #1 variant cover by Dustin Nguyen, and the funny thing was I gave this book to him because I couldn't find the original #1 issue, and after he had this signed the next day, he said, "Hey, Dustin Nguyen was there. I should have had him sign this," and we both didn't realize Dustin Nguyen was there. I would have had his signature too. This is a favorite book of mine. If you like Pat Gleason and Peter Tomasi writing the Superman, I highly recommend Batman and Robin's New 52 run that they did. Fantastic, fantastic run. I actually like this over the Scott Snyder New 52 stuff. I love Snyder's stuff, but if you want the heart and soul of Batman and Robin, it's in the New 52. So that was really cool. James Tynion was there at C2E2, so I finally got some books signed for him. So of course, I wasn't thinking, because I grabbed these books early in the morning before work, I wanted to have some Batman and Robin Eternal stuff signed, but I just didn't grab it. But I had the Rebirth books, #934, Detective Comics, and of course the two big issues for Tim Drake, his quote-unquote death, 939, And then the variant cover by Jacques. It's not Jacques. It's escaping me at the moment. Raphael Albuquerque. So there's Tinian's signature there as well. I'm a big fan, speaking of Arkham 89, speaking of the Arkham games, the Batman Arkham series, the one-shot Tim Drake story, signed by Peter Tomasi. So something else I recommend, if you like Peter Tomasi's writing and you like the Batman Arkham series, Tomasi wrote 20 issues, including the Arkham Knight Genesis story and then the Arkham Knight main comic book series. He wrote that whole thing. So that is very cool. And it ends with a Robin one-shot and a Batgirl Harley Quinn one-shot. He wrote the whole thing. And I'm also going to meet the artist Racha, I believe is his name. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, at Motor City. So I think I'm going to try and get him to do a sketch cover, so it'll be cool to have him sign this along with Peter Tomasi as well. 2 trades other than the Titans trade that the Judas contract I picked up, that it's somewhere in this pile of stuff. This just recently came out, the Justice League Unwrapped. Jeff Johns, Jim Lee. This is all of the pencil work by Jim Lee, no colors, with the exceptions of the Bam, Pals, and Wax. I love these unwrapped books. I think they're so very cool. And it's really nice to see the artist minus all the inks, but I mean, this is just amazing. Hopefully you're not getting a glare from there. So this is the new 52 Justice League. And then my big one that I've been waiting for, and this thing is absolutely mammoth. You can break your spine with this thing. It is the Batman Nightfall Volume 1 Omnibus. This thing is absolutely mammoth. So there's going to be 3 volumes of this. This is obviously the first one. This omnibus will be the first time that every single thing that was ever printed for the entire Nightfall saga is going to be in here. The trades that came out in 2002 were missing a few issues here or there. So Justice League Task Force, like all the Batman, like the Search, the Night Quest, or the Night's End Search, that whole line with following the whole Bruce Wayne story, that's never ever been collected before, and it's going to be in the 2nd volume of this. Pages of the issue where Batman gets his back broken, there were some pages left out of that original issue where Bane goes into Wayne Manor and basically throws Alfred around like a rag doll. That is in here as well, and it's never been seen before, so that was pretty cool to have that in here. It appears as some bonus content here, plus the original drawings for Graham Nolan, who designed Bane along with Chuck Dixon. Those original drawings are in here. Joe Quesada's artwork, renderings for the Azrael Batman costume, that's all in here. Some stuff that I remember seeing in Wizard magazine, and the quality of this book is just absolutely fantastic. The inside back cover, Joe Quesada's Azrael, and then also Joe Quesada's Batman here for Batman issue 500. But this book, I can't recommend this book enough. The video screen's not going to do it justice at all, but very, very cool. Amazon has this for $66, and it retails at about $99.99 if you go to a comic shop and pick it up. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been buying a lot of comics on the cheap when I can get them. And I'm going to try and get the YouTube channel up rolling again. So thanks for being patient. I have some comments that I've got to go back through and reply to. I've been reading them, but I've been slow getting back on the YouTube channel. So now that the overtime's kind of died down for a week or so, I can get back to doing some content. I just kind of wanted to do where have I been? I've been at work. And kind of show you the haul. Like I said, Injustice 2 Gods Among Us is going to be coming out, so I'll be doing some gameplay with that. You'll probably see me getting my butt kicked. I haven't got my Injustice hands back to where they need to be. To see Arkham's comment here, cool. I've read some of the Arkham books, but I didn't know about the Drake one-shot. Yeah, the Tim Drake one-shot is very, very cool. And also the Batgirl part is really cool as well in the Harley Quinn story. So check those out. And yeah, that's going to be about it. I'm just rambling here. It's late at Sunday night, so I'm going to go spend some time with the wife. And this week I'm going to be putting up content on the YouTube channel again. So thanks for watching. Sorry for the delay, folks. But enjoy your Sunday night, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye.